Hello, this will be my MANIC review over the article regarding beer and hot steeping methods regarding malt, genotypes, and flavors in between. So the most important information to know is that Washington State University concluded a experiment regarding beer and hot steeping and the genotypes within Washington barley malts, and to see which would be preferable to customers and consumers. This will allow them to see, them being craft brewers, to see what flavors are preferred and which genotypes they may need to adjust and hone in on to make it better. I agree with the process of the experiment. They kept a ton of constants, which allows the genotypes flavors to really speak rather than the differences in processing. So regarding the malts, they kept the temperature and the protein composition and the processing and modification almost as identical as they could to allow the flavors of the genotypes to come through rather than the lacking of different modifications. I didn't agree with the small testing participants size. There was only 95 people, and each person was from Washington State. I would have loved to see some people from the Pacific Northwest to give a bigger view of the United States, and I would have liked to see a bigger group to allow more flavor profile and taste rather than just the state of Washington, and also just to get a bigger reference to see what people liked. But it makes sense because the barley was from the state of Washington. I thought it was interesting that within the study of hot steeping, the flavors stayed the same within the genotypes. They couldn't tell much difference, but they could within the appearance, which makes sense because barley malts come in dark and light options. But within the beer, that's where the flavor composition came out, and they could see the different flavors of the genotypes. I found it kind of confusing regarding this study that if you didn't know anything about beer brewing, you wouldn't understand the technical terms within it. I had to look up many terms to figure out what they were talking about, but overall, after looking up the terms, it was made a little bit simpler, and I believe that if they were to include those terms and a little bit more explanation, it would be better. Thanks.